Hello everyone, welcome back to Slides and Coasters. I am of course your host Brad the Water Parker, back at it yet again with another Slides and Coasters mini. Today we're going to be talking about the B&M wing coasters of North America because I've been able to ride every single one. And, this is a way for me to kind of give you guys my opinion on, where I rank a lot of these coasters at. I think that shows like these are really great for you guys to kind of get a grasp on my personal rankings and the way that I personally rank a lot of the coasters. A lot of, you have a lot of these parks and a lot of these people who come out and say, yeah, you got to go and ride this coaster. You got to go ride that coaster, and they never really give you a good reason. They always say, well, it's because it's the best. It's because it's... What I'm going to do here is I'm going to break down every single coaster. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about the way I feel, and I can tell you off the first one, I am not going to spend way too much time on it, just because it's very forgettable. I'm not going to lie, it's very forgettable when you compare it to the other B&M wings. However, I do want to mention here, every single B&M wing, in my opinion, has its own taste, and it's a little bit of its own take on the B&M wing. I think that every single one has a different element, a different vibe, a different way to go on out and say, all right, here's what we got. Here's what we're going with. This is us. And it's kind of like, I think that in general, you got an amazing lineup in America, especially when you go and look at, where everything's distributed. Everything's practically in a drivable distance. XFlight's up at Great America, Gatekeeper's in Cedar Point, Thunderbird is at Holiday World, and Wild Eagle's at Dollywood, which those are very easy to get to coasters, very easy to get to parks. So with that being said, let's start off with number 4, XFlight at Six Flags Great America. XFlight at Six Flags Great America is one of those few coasters on this list I can say I don't really remember much about. And here's the reason why. It was forgettable. It's a very good layout. I enjoyed it. It has a wing over dive, just like what you see on Gatekeeper, which I think that was a really cool element. I thought that going through the air traffic control tower was very great. I thought that was really powerful. The issue is the fact that after that, it's forgettable. I don't really care about it. It's one of the lesser... I've ridden this coaster maybe 3 times. And I can tell you right now, it is very hard for me to gather any words to say, this is the best or this is not the best, because simply put, it's a forgettable coaster. It is not like these other coasters that we're going to talk about. It is a supporting class coaster. I'm not giving Six Flags any flack about it. I think that Six Flags has the potential. I think they have a great park. I think they have great coasters in general. Six Flags Great America. Talk about Goliath. That's a really good coaster. But XFlight, I believe, is a supporting class coaster. I don't think that it's a crown jewel like these other coasters that we're going to be talking about are. So I think that kind of affects the way that I view this coaster. It's still fun. It's still enjoyable. I think that you'll still have an amazing time, but it's just not as good as the other 3 coasters on this list. And speaking of Gatekeeper, let's hop on over to Cedar Point and talk about Gatekeeper for a second, because Gatekeeper... This is a coaster that, with the top 3, everyone has these different. I've heard people say Gatekeepers are number 1, which I totally understand. And I totally get it. Gatekeeper, I love the dive drop that you got, the wing over dive. I think that's an amazing element. I absolutely love the layout. Going through the keyhole, right? Going through the keyhole again. The little helice at the end, a little bit of pop of airtime, going back to the helice. I think, we really kind of get airtime. That coaster, in and of itself, it is a work of art. And Gatekeeper, I believe, sometimes gets overhyped because it is at Cedar Point. And Cedar Point, it does have a lot of amazing, very good, high quality well done coasters. And I can tell you, if you're going to the park and if you've been there already, if you already got the lineup, I always would say go and start off at Gatekeeper. A lot of people start off with Raptor. A lot of people start off with Steel Vengeance or Maverick. If I'm coming back to the park and, if I know that I'm not going to be able to get on Top Thrill or Millennium, two coasters, by the way, that I have not been able to get onto yet, 100% due to just being down or long lines. One day I'll probably get on them. We'll probably have a celebration on the show about me riding those coasters finally. However, Gatekeeper, the only problem that I really have with it is that at the very end, it is kind of slow. And I don't think that's bad. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing. It has valley before. However, in general, I think that it's flowy. I think that it's calm, serene, graceful like a swan. A lot of people have talked about the fact that you feel like you're flying on wings of a seagull. No, you are flying on the wings of the Gatekeeper. That coaster is an amazing statement. When you're coming up to the park, when you see Gatekeeper in front of you, you think, damn, that looks cool. Damn, this is something I gotta do. And I think that Cedar Point, they knocked it out of the park. I love it. I understand why people have Gatekeeper as their number one. I personally do not. And that's because as we go along this list, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit of the elements that I really like on these other coasters. So with that being said, Gatekeeper's my number 3. Number 2 is Wild Eagle. Wild Eagle is a very fun coaster for me, primarily because you don't really see most of the layout. When you go on up that lift hill, you're going up a hill, and you're going up a mountain, really. And you finally get up to the top, and you see everything around you. You see the Smokies, you see all the coasters in the park, and you're really able to see that Dollywood is a place in the hills. If you don't know that, walk it. It is in the hills. And most definitely, the layout itself is really nice. I love that first drop. I love, kind of the twister element per se when you're up on the plateau. But what really gets me for Wild Eagle is the fact that when you're going back, well, first off, the loop is incredible. Second off, before you come into the last helice, you get a little bit of a pop of airtime if you're in the back left innermost seat. I love that pop of airtime. I love that you don't anticipate that. You get it and you're like, oh, wait, that was airtime. Hold on. You don't expect it because you're expecting to fly on the wings of an eagle, and you do. And plus, overall, I'm just going to say this right now, Dollywood, Herschend Entertainment, that queue line, Dolly's song for the ride, the queue line itself, the way that, it says fly on the wings of an eagle, on eagle's wings, something like that, it's a psalm. They got that written in there. It just feels like a testament to the history and culture of Dollywood. The station, it's beautiful. It's just Dollywood Station for Wild Eagle is one of those few stations that I wish that I could build a house out of that station because I would love to live in it. Straight up, I would love to go and create a house with that as a living room. The lanterns hanging down, the rusticness of the wood, and just the overall feel of Wild Eagle is just beautiful. It's outstanding. It's amazing. I love it. And just in general, the layout itself, it is very memorable. That loop, the drop, the helice, the last helice, the little pop before the helice, the whole entire meandering that you got back there, it is beautiful. It is amazing. I absolutely love it. And I think that the whole entire group, they really took out the stops. They really created something that's, in my opinion, it is a religious experience for wing coasters. It really is. Moving along to what I consider as the creme de la creme of B&M wing coasters, let's talk about Thunderbird. Thunderbird is a testament to Holiday World's in my opinion, Holiday World has a mission to have really well-themed areas, and it's a place for families to get together and experience very fun, thrilling attractions for everyone. Thunderbird has a story. Thunderbird has thematics. It has props. It has set design. It has everything that you want in a theme park attraction. It has a very, very nice pre-show, which that launch area is one of the best pre-shows on any coaster, period. That when you're sitting there and you hear the thunder and there's the mist coming out, and then when you launch, the launch in and of itself, it feels amazing. It is wonderful. It feels beautiful. There are a few launches out there that I can honestly point to and say, these are some of the best. Hulk, Thunderbird, and Maverick, and Lightning Rod. Thunderbird ranks pretty high on that list, because Thunderbird's launch is beautiful. You go on up into the Emblem, you come back down, you go into that loop, and then you go through what I like to call I guess you could say the meandering. You fly up like a bird. You come up, you soar around the trees, and that's what they designed it to be. They designed it to be like a bird. You go through an inversion, then you go on into this helix, where you go through this little barn, which I absolutely love that element. But the best part of this coaster, well, the best finale of a coaster, I should say, one of the best, is on Thunderbird. When you go through that inline twist, if I remember correctly, I believe it's the right. Really, it's good on both sides, actually. The left and right side. If you're in the back, you are hanging on that inversion, and it feels amazing. It's wonderful. It's magical. It is a religious experience. I love it. There is not a single thing that I can say about Thunderbird that I can say, yeah, they should have changed that. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say that changed on Wild Eagle. I wish Gatekeeper was a little bit faster. I wish XFlight had something that was a little more memorable. And maybe I just had a bad ride on XFlight. I don't really know. I've ridden it 3 times. Maybe I need to ride it some more. However, with that being said, overall, the B&M wings are really fun. I think that if you were to be able to get on all of them in 1 year, I think that's a successful year. These parks are really amazing. I love the design teams behind these wing coasters. I love the elements they deliver. I think that if you're looking for an amazing attraction, if you're looking for something that has great design, check out a B&M wing. Especially Gatekeeper, Wild Eagle, or Thunderbird. Thunderbird is the creme de la creme. It is already at a beautiful park. They have a dedication to Will Cook. He was the original owner. He was the father of the current owners of Holiday World. And I think that, just in general, that coaster is a testimony to Will Cook's desire to become, this really great coaster theme park. To really push things to the edge and really push things to where you can come to Holiday World and say, okay, this is the best. This is where you want to be for a coaster enthusiast. And that is exactly how I feel about Holiday World. Exactly how I feel about Thunderbird. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. As always, if you guys have any opinions about wing coasters with B&M Wings of North America, please feel free to comment down below. As always, stay tropical. We'll see you guys in the next one.